Hey everybody, so I just finished Cyberpunk 2077 yesterday night, and I just want to give a few of my thoughts on the game, the biggest game of this year, right? So it took me 30 hours to finish the game, so let me just lay it down. Let's start with the graphics since it's the easiest to cover. The graphics, they're fine. They're nothing, I wouldn't call them next generation. Yeah, they're detailed. There's a lot of work. CD Projekt Red put a lot of detail in the world. But it's just not my type of the style, the substance of the graphics, the art design, right? It just doesn't appeal to me. It's all like, it just feels ugly, you know? I know Night City and the Cyberpunk fictional universe is supposed to be like grimy, gritty, but I don't know, man. It just doesn't appeal to me. I'm not what do you call it, saying the graphics are bad. No, they're really good. Some of the best you can see of this generation that just ended, but from an artistic design point, they don't appeal to me. I prefer the Deus Ex style. You know, you got that yellow vibe, the orange vibe, and the ambience that you get from those games. You don't get any of that here. It just, if I had to say, summarize it, it just doesn't add any atmosphere into the game. It just doesn't compel me as a person to get into the game, to get immersed. So I would say they aren't immersive. Yeah, technically they're great, but artistically or immersively, nah, they don't do it for me. And so that's for the graphics. Now let's talk about the story. So the story takes place in the year 2077. You got a bunch in the city of Night City. You got a bunch of corporations fighting. You got Arasaka, you got Militech, and basically Arasaka has this implant or chip that can give you immortality and can transfer your soul to another body, or your mind, or whatever, your humanity or your substance or whatever you guys believe in, right? It transfers into another body to give you immortality. So that's pretty much the gist of the story. That's what they've discovered, and the plot revolves around that implant, right? But the thing is, all the characters that are presented in the game, such as Johnny Silverhand, Rogue, Judy, Pan Am, all these characters, I don't know why, they just don't pull me in. They're like really dirty, really ugly characters, especially Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves, right? The most hyped character for this game. For me, I didn't see the hype, guys. I'm sorry. Keanu Reeves, Johnny Silverhand didn't pull me in. I thought he was a really ugly character. Not likable at all, especially what his motives are, what he's doing, how he acts. Like, how could you identify with a character like that? I don't know, man. For me, nah, it didn't appeal to me. None of the characters. All the characters feel ugly. They're messed up. There's something wrong with them. I get it. That's the universe this is in, but it's just unrelatable to them. The only character I felt like I could relate to was Jackie Wells, right? The guy who, V's best friend, who wants to move up in life. Yeah, you can relate to him because everybody's ambitious. Everyone wants more out of life. Everyone has that best friend that they talk to, right? So that was the only character I felt I could relate to, but they kill him off in the beginning of the game. So there you go. And I don't know, man. The story and the character, it just didn't grab me in. None of the main quests, none of the stories. It didn't compel me. Like, you know, in Deus Ex, you have the Illuminati, you have augmentation, you have questions about transhumanism, and all these philosophical questions that just make you think, right? Not in this game. This game, there's nothing to really think about. You got this implant that changes your essence into a different body, but there's no backstory. Like, I guess because I'm coming off fresh, I know next to nothing about the Cyberpunk universe, right? So they threw a lot of jargon that really went over my head, like Mikoshi, Soul Killer, Netrunners, Ice. I was like, what is this? What's going on? And the thing is, the game doesn't even do a good job in telling you what this is, what these terms mean, what was the background, unless you do your own homework or read the loading screens or read a lot of the books. You're not gonna understand what's going on most of the time. Like, who's Alt Cunningham? Why did they take her? What happened here? What is Johnny's real motives? Why do they store Johnny's essence or soul? Like, what's Sorubu Arasaka's goal of copying Johnny's essence into Mikoshi? Like, I don't know, man. It just, to me, it didn't pull me in. Yeah, there's also a lot of side quests with their own interesting stories, but once again, the world of Night City, the world of Cyberpunk, for some reason, it just didn't appeal to me. It didn't pull me in. So I just couldn't get invested in the story. I just had to force myself to finish the main story. That really hurt, guys. I'm not lying. I don't like doing that to myself, but hey, the most hyped game of the year, right? I had to see what was here, and man, was I disappointed. So that's the story, that's the graphics setting, right? Now let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is your standard fare. If you play Deus Ex, right, it's like Deus Ex. You got a bunch of perks, you got skills, but to me, it feels more watered down. Like they give you all these skill trees, but just to get anywhere in that skill tree, you need so many skill points or perk points, right, to get more perks. And to get to the meaningful perks, they're so far spread out that you have to level up so much just to get to the meaningful perks, and that actually make the game fun. Like for example, you can't open or hack all the doors in this game, or lift a crate to reveal a hidden passageway into the building. There's no creativity like approaching a situation from many different ways, as is in Deus Ex, or exploring the world, or finding new details in the world. Exploration is not much of an emphasis in this game because all the doors are locked. Where do you go? What do? You just drive around Night City, and you have your standard guns. You got your melee weapons, but like I said, you need to level up a bunch just to do anything meaningful with this. And in a world where I don't feel immersed, I'm not getting pulled in. That's the last thing I want to do is level up my character in a world that I don't really care about, right? I think it's just this type of gameplay has been done better at least 10 years ago by Deus Ex Human Revolution. It just feels inferior here, and that's my overall problem with the game. I think CD Projekt Red had a lot of ideas going about this game, but a lot of them are half baked or half implemented. There's no heart or soul. I don't know how this came to be, because it looked like they put a lot of effort into this game, but it just doesn't pull me in, like I said before. And for that, I'm disappointed. I wouldn't call this the best game ever, and especially coming after The Witcher 3. This is a huge downgrade. In The Witcher 3, the setting, the story, the characters, the world would immerse you, right? Especially that Blood and Wine expansion pack in Witcher 3, where you have so many choices to go, so many ways the outcome could differ, right? Based on what you do. Not here, not in this game. In this game, you got pretty much 2 endings. There's not much else to it, and I don't care about the characters or the setting. And the gameplay is average at best. It's been done better by a game that came out almost 9 years ago. It just doesn't give me an incentive to play. It's not the best RPG. Don't believe the hype, people. This is a case of overhype, under delivery, and don't play it on the base consoles. I played it on PC and I was annoyed by the crashes. I'm not gonna talk about the bugs or the crashes, because they're not a major deal breaker for me. Yeah, the game would crash at least 3 to 4 times until to the point where it restart my entire computer. But once my computer would restart, the game would be stable for hours on end. So I didn't get too many crashes, right? But definitely annoying. And the bugs, there's some bugs. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but you'll see, for example, characters walking to their desk, and it won't show the walk animation. It'll just show the character literally moving to his desk without actually moving, like without your feet or your hands moving. I mean, or sometimes you might see a text box that's completely empty. There's nothing there. Or another point, let's say a fixture is giving you a mission, the voice doesn't appear. You can't hear the voice, what they're saying. Like, to a lot of people that's game breaking. For me, I can deal with it, but it's not optimal. I don't want to focus on the bugs or technicality, because that can be patched in. Is it an excuse? No, obviously not, but this is something can be fixed. But fundamentals such as gameplay, story, settings, characters, that can't be fixed. That's set in stone, and that's what matters to me the most. I can deal with technical difficulties, but the fundamentals I can't compromise on, and the fundamentals didn't pull me in. What would I give this game, especially compared to games such as Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, Human Revolution? Those games are 9 or 10 out of 10, no questions, hands down. This game, I would give it like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Any game where I have to force myself to play, that's not a good sign. And this game just did not get better. Even after the 30-hour mark, I was like, I'm not playing this anymore. I'm done. I beat the game. I saw the ending. I don't care. I don't like the characters. I'm out. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy my thoughts, my review of this game. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'd love to see what you guys think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. Thanks.